Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Shotsuki Hoyo December service. For those who are new here, Shotsuki Hoyo, we do a memorial service every month, and for those who passed away in December, please do Oshoko when we call your name, and if I don't call the name, then feel free to offer incense. We will begin the service with Sambujo on page 22, and as we reach the Sutra for Jusei page 23, that's when I'll read the names.
Can I ask that everyone please put your hands together in Gasho or bow your head in contemplation as we say together, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Namo. We are gathered here today in observance of the White River Buddhist Temple's monthly Shotsuki service to remember those who have passed away in the month of December. May the fragrance of the incense teach us the purity of our intention. May the beauty of the flowers offered teach us of life's impermanence. May the light that burns brightly teach us of Amida's great wisdom and compassion. Please repeat Namo Amida Butsu with me. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Hatsu Emma Hikida, Eileen Aiko Fisher, Shima Taketa and Josie Taketa, Roger Kawasaki, Atsushi Harry Ibuki, Joyce Anahori Ding, Phyllis Marie Hansen, Hank Miyoshi, Ritsuko Hamamura, Michi Chihara, if I haven't called a loved one's name, please feel free to Oshoko.
Can I ask that everyone please once more put your hands together in Gasho or bow your head in contemplation? As we say once more together, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo no, Namo no, Namo no, Namo no.
If you are able, will everyone please rise for the reading of the three treasures on page 3? Fortunate is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha, now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken within us our highest aspiration. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord and a life of harmony and a spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriad of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda. And now, please turn the page to 137 for the Gatha of Namoami Dabuts. Please be seated. We will now hear the message from a Dharma message from Reverend Cindy.
Can I ask that everyone please put your hands together in Gassho or bow your head in contemplation as I read these words from the Amida Sutra. Sariputra, why is that land called perfect bliss? It is because the people of that land experience no suffering. Rather, they only know every kind of pleasure. That is why it is called perfect bliss. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Well, hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well today. I can't believe it's already December. It's already towards the end of the year. I honestly just feel like, in a way, the year has just begun for me. I can remember back all the way till January to our Shinenkai, our New Year's party, and now we're at the end of the year of 2023. And in a way, it does make me a little sad that a year's ending, but happy that a new year will be beginning. So today we have gathered here today to observe our December Shotsuki Hoyo, our December memorial service. Every month we remember all of those who have passed. And today is the day that we think upon their lives and how they have impacted us. And so, as I have stated last month, I decided that for every memorial service, I should try to quote from the Amida Sutra. The Amida Sutra is one of the 3 Pure Land Sutras that our sect of Buddhism, Jodo Shinshu, uses as guidance with words by Shakyamuni Buddha, the historical Buddha who lived in India 2,500 years ago. Oh, what was then India? So this part that I read from is a continuation of Shakyamuni Buddha talking to Sariputra, one of the many disciples under Shakyamuni Buddha. And the previous section that I read, it says, Shakyamuni Buddha then said to Sariputra, the elder, beyond 100,000 kotis, which is a length of distance, a Buddha lands westwards from here. There's a land called Perfect Bliss. In that land, there is a Buddha called Amida, who is expounding the Dharma at this moment. Today I read the next part, Sariputra. Shakyamuni Buddha is still talking. Why is that land called Perfect Bliss? It is because the people of that land experience no suffering. Rather, they only know every kind of pleasure. That is why it is called perfect bliss. So in the quote that I'm using today, Shakyamuni Buddha is stating that Amida Buddha's Pure Land is called perfect bliss because there is no suffering. There is no suffering. And those who have passed have realized this truth. It is understood in Buddhism that since we live in this world, in this human world, we suffer. We suffer. And the goal of Buddhism, right, is to eliminate that suffering or to let that suffering go. And thus, it is understood, especially in Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, that when one passes, it is through Amida Buddha, the Buddha of immeasurable light and infinite life, the Buddha of infinite wisdom and compassion, that we're able to let go of our suffering with their help. And upon this happening, right, one is born in Amida Buddha's Pure Land, where there is no suffering. And upon reaching that Pure Land, the person who has passed immediately becomes a Buddha and wants to help every single person who is still in this human realm. This immediately comes back to help guide us who are suffering in this human realm. The Amida Sutra talks about this Pure Land that's way far away. And for us, human beings, we can't imagine a world without suffering. Because every single day, I shouldn't say we suffer every single day, that's very negative. But there's always a form of suffering within our lives. Right? For me, right, it is towards the end of the year, and so I started reflecting on everything that's happened this past year. And one of them is I did lose a family member. A relative of mine passed away. And so this month, in December, I am thinking very deeply about their passing. But I know at that same time that that family member who has passed is no longer suffering. Is no longer suffering. But I suffered, right, because they passed. And I continue to suffer. I continue to feel sad about their passing. One of the many sufferings that us human beings can feel is the passing of a loved one. Or not only the passing, but physical distance also from loved ones.
the type of suffering. And so it is understood that those who have passed, upon understanding that we're still suffering, come back to us and console us through Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu is the vessel that the person is able to come back to this world in a form. Saying and hearing Namo Amida Butsu is hearing and feeling your loved one once more. It is consolation to help ease your suffering during the hard times that you need your loved one with you. And thus, Namo Amida Butsu, for me, is that way to meet again with the loved ones who have passed. And for me to meet with everybody here who has lost a loved one and hear their voices as well. So when you hear or say Namo Amida Butsu, please remember that that is your loved one coming back and making sure you are okay. Making sure that you can feel their presence at that moment. So in closing, let us say together, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in Amida Buddha, so that we can hear and feel our loved ones who have passed. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you, Reverend Cindy. That was very heartfelt. Will everyone please join in the Gatha of Ondoku-san on page 153? And then please rise if you are able to, and remain standing for the daily creed of Jodo Shinshu. Now, will everyone please turn to page 8 and read along with the daily creed of Jodo Shinshu? Daily creed of Jodo Shinshu. Realizing enlightenment is assured and reciting the Nembutsu, I shall live my life cheerfully and positively. Understanding the oneness of life and cultivating self-reflection, I shall diligently attend to my life's tasks in gratitude. Recognizing the Dharma path, I shall help spread the teachings of the Buddha. Appreciating the Buddha Dharma, I shall respect and help others working for the good of society. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Idabutsu. Namo Idabutsu. Namandab. Namandab. Please be seated. Do we have any first-time guests today? Nope. Okay. Are there any announcements?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Georgette, the president of the Women's Buddhist Association. Our candy is here. For those of you who have ordered it, it's on the back table there. And if I can beg your indulgence, take a photo of all, some smiling people, I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I just want to let everybody know that starting in January, our Shotsuki service is going to be a little different. It'll still be on the 1st of the month, except in January it'll be on the 8th instead of the 1st. But what we will do, we will read all of the names of the people that passed during the month, and then we will ask everybody to come up in Oshoko. It's just, you know, for some of our members, it's a little hard for them to get up here, and there's multiple names, so I think it makes it easier for everyone. So just wanted you to be aware of that so that next month, if you're here in January, we have a lot of members who have passed on. So just want you to know that everybody, the names will get read all at one time, and then you'll be asked to come up to do Oshoko. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So I know it's in your half sheet with the announcements, but we have the new, the newly revised flyer for the 2024 Joint Honko service, which will be a joint Honko service with Seattle, Tacoma, and White River. And it will be on Saturday, January 13th, and Sunday, January 14th. There is a black and white flyer out in the lobby area if you would like to pick it up. I do have to say that it does say that registration is available at seattlebetween.org, but there is nothing set up. So we might have to figure out a way to maybe count how many people are going in some way. Maybe we'll set up our own little poll to see who would like to come. The events are on one side of the page. So please feel free to come to any of the Saturday events or the Sunday events. And it will be a wonderful time to do a service with the other temples, because Honko is, and on one side is, I put a nice little blurb about Honko. It's the most important service for Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, because it is the passing of the founder of Jodo Shinshu, Shinan Shonin, and thus is the day that Shinan Shonin apparently was born in Amida Buddhist Pure Land. So for Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, it is the most important holiday, I guess you could say. And in Japan, it's usually a week-long celebration. And so we decided to do a weekend celebration. A week's a little too long for us. And so please come to any of the events. I will update you if White River is able to do like, just count how many is able to count how many people would like to go, because having 3 temples go to Seattle, Between, they'll have the space for it, but you know, we want to make sure that enough people are able to have seats. I guess you could say is the correct term. And going into that, I know our main lady Judy has an announcement as well in regards to the joint Hongo service.
I've been attending the rehearsals for the choir, and it was asked that I present the notion that maybe some of you would like to go and sing as part of the choir. It's quite an experience, and it's, as she said, it's a very unusual service for us to participate in. So if you think that you might even possibly be interested in it, some of the rehearsals are Zoom, so you can do it right from your own home. I haven't used it, and if you think that you would even like to look at the music and be, hopefully go, let me know, and I'll be sure to give that music to you. But it's really an inspiring instrument. They play the instruments, and some of them I've never even seen before. It's just an all-over occasion that you learn so many things. So, good luck.
All right, well, please read along in your little pamphlet, the closing recitation. My life is not only my life, but the life of others, sacrifices kindness, thoughtfulness, and patience. I am grateful. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Please come up and Oshoko if you haven't already, and thank you for attending December's Shotsuki Hoyo service.